Hello, welcome to Wednesday's functional fitness class. We'll be at 11 o'clock. We'll be having 2 minutes silence because it doesn't feel right to start at 11 and keep going when the rest of the country is doing it. So I've got the telly on just so as I can see when it's 11. But until then, I don't know. We might have some new people today. I don't know. If there are any new people, welcome. I've changed some of the exercises because it occurred to me that this was becoming more like a strength class rather than a functional fitness class. So I've reined back on some of the exercises. If you find them too easy, let me know, because then I'll do two. I don't mean I'll show you how to progress them. But if you're happy with the way things are, then that's fine. But yeah, thinking about it, I was just thinking that some of them, this class is for everybody, and it's supposed to be challenging, but not really, really difficult. And so I have reined some of it back in. So if the exercises are slightly different from last week, that's why. They're essentially the same, and they're working the same muscles, just not quite as strenuously. But today, before 11 o'clock, but I was thinking, what can I talk about? And then I thought I'd talk about bite-sized exercises. Everything's bite-sized these days, isn't it? So exercise doesn't have to be 30 minutes or an hour of formal exercise like we are doing with a warm-up and the main body of the exercise. Keir Starmer staring at me. The main body of the exercise, and then the stretching afterwards. Hello, Nikki. It doesn't have to be that. You can just exercise. So, for example, sometimes when I'm walking, and I must look very odd, sometimes I'll just hold my hands like this, or sometimes like that, just touching my head. Just try it now. If you're watching, just try it now. And your arms come out at 180 degrees from your body, as if somebody was holding you up. And what that does is, if you do this, you can feel these muscles moving, and it just strengthens your back exercise, your back. And remember, I'm always saying that back muscles are slack, chest muscles are tight, and that's why you get the stoop. So sometimes when I'm walking, it does look a bit odd. For 30 seconds, I'll just do that. And it's just now, you see, I can feel it now. It's starting to get quite tiring. But that's if that lets you know that the muscles are working, that the exercise you're doing is working. Another one that I do sometimes is I just stand on one leg, just for no apparent reason. And this one you can do out in public, really, if you want. I mean, I do this one out in public, but you can do this, just pretend you're stretching. Yeah, I just stand on one leg. And if you're at the bus stop, I'm just going to tilt this down a little bit. I mean, I'm sure you could work this out for yourself, being highly intelligent people. If you're at a bus stop, just sort of put your leg up like that. People will think you're just resting your leg. Don't fall onto the person next to you, or at a queue in the supermarket, the post office. There's always queues in the post office. Rather than thinking, whenever you're in a queue, rather than thinking, oh God, this is such a waste of time, make the time work for you. So you could stand like that, but then they might think that there's a gunman behind you or something. Right, I'm just going to switch the telly on because my watch is saying, is it the thing now? Hang on.
Placed his wreath.
We're still talking. I'm just paranoid that we're going to.
The events, of course, here at Westminster Abbey and in Whitehall will be replicated across the nation.
Yes, so next week I'll do some more bite-sized ones, but standing on one leg is good. Squat.
2 minute silence will be observed.
We'll hear the bongs in a minute. There we are. It's a bit strange seeing everybody in Westminster Abbey, all the dignitaries with their masks on. I love Westminster Abbey. If you've been there, it's amazing. If you're ever in London, go to Westminster Abbey. It's just beautiful. Anyway, so welcome to Wednesday's one. I'll talk about bite-sized again next week because there's lots of things that you can do. Right, so this morning, if there's anybody new, welcome. The session is in 3 parts. There's the warm-up, the main body of the exercise, and then stretching at the end. You'll need a chair, and if you have on an exercise band, I've talked at length about exercise bands. But if you are going to buy one, I don't know if sports shops are shut again now, but it's best to try one out. Do one of the exercises that we were doing. If you haven't got a band, it's fine. Just do the arm exercise. Just do the movements, because you'll still get benefit, just not quite as much if you have a band. If anybody's got any questions, just email me or go on my Facebook page or write a comment on YouTube. And I'll be happy to answer, or on the U3A Keep Fit page, or where I'm all over the place. Right, so some of the so I'll talk about things as we go through, because there's nothing worse than joining an exercise class and somebody chatting and chatting and chatting and chatting. Just let me see what thanks for doing this. Good to do it. I can see you. Right, let's. Oh, sorry. I've cut the top of my head off a bit. Right, so we're going to start the warm-up. We're going to start just by walking. As soon as I start this, the sun comes out. And I think it just gives a bit of a glare. Right, so we're going to, I'll just switch the telly off as well. We're going to just walk very gently. Your feet hardly leave the floor, on your toes if you can. Just walking nice and gently. Give a slightly exaggerated swing of your arms, so that you can tell I'm a trained professional, so that your shoulders are getting a bit mobilized as well. So I'm just going to do this for a few more seconds, just nice and gentle, because we've got to just wake those muscles up. Just gently get the blood flowing through them to get them warmed up. Gently get the synovial fluid in the joints warmed up, so that it's able to lubricate. We don't want to do anything too soon, too quick and too soon. Right, stopping that for a second. We're going to put our hands on the shoulders. When you do this exercise, you can keep walking if you want, but you don't have to. And then just stretch your hands up. Try and get your arms in line with your ears. If you can't, you can only get to there. It's absolutely fine. In this class, don't force anything. Everything is at your pace. You don't have to do everything. Well, it's nice if you can do it, but don't feel that you can't do the class because you can't maybe do things as properly. But that's not so. Arms down, push out, back in, and forwards, and back, and then up again, and down, out, and in, and forward, and back. Well, that could be out and in, I suppose. And then last one, up, out, forward. Right, second arm exercise. Put your hand on your shoulder and make your arm like a wing. So your arm is sticking out at 180 degrees from your body. You've got an imaginary pencil sticking out your elbow, and you're going to draw a nice big circle on the wall. 1, 2, 3, nice full range of movement. 4, 5, and then forwards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then the other one. That pencil has now magically transferred to the other elbow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Nice and gentle, full range of movement. Forwards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Fantastic. Last one of these arm warm-ups. We're just going to raise one arm and put the other one back. If you can't get your arm to your ear, same thing again. Just take it as far as it will go. I see people sort of trying to force it. That's no good at all. Just take it as far as it will go. And we're going to not rock the torso. That stays absolutely straight. So we're going to go 1, 2. I'm just turning around so as you can see what it looks like. You don't need to turn around. 3. Nice and slow and controlled. 4. 5. My left arm is more mobile than my left. Sorry, than my right arm. 6. We lost count. 7. My right arm is more mobile than my left. 8. 9. 10. Well done. Right, we're going to do a little routine. This will be familiar if you've been doing the classes. If not, it's quite easy. We're just going to start doing a few heel digs. And at the same time as we do the heel digs, we're going to anchor our elbows and we're going to do a bicep curl with the opposite arm. So you're doing heel dig and bicep curl, opposite arm and leg, at the same time, simultaneously, as the Americans would say. Nice and gentle, you don't need to go fast. 3, 2, 1. And then we're going to I'm just going to move the chair. We're just going to step to the side, just a little step to the side. You don't need to do far. And at the same time, have prayer hands, and you're going to push the air away, pushing the air away. When you do this, try to avoid your knee falling in like that. Try and, oops, what are you doing, Rosemary? Try and keep your knee and your hips facing forwards. Imagine there's a headlight on them and you want them to point forwards. You don't need to take a big step. 3, 2, 1. And then we're going to take a step back, just a little step back like that. And at the same time, have your hands at chest height and push your hands forward. Again, try not to let your knee fall in. Three, 2, 1. And then the last bit of this little routine, just going to do a toe tap. Okay, very gentle, and at the same time, swing the opposite arm. That's all we're doing on this one. Oh, puffing a bit, aren't I? I have to say, I have just done 3 miles with the dog, so maybe I'm allowed to puff a bit. 3, 2, 1. Now, as you may remember, the thing that causes most falls is lack of strength, poor coordination, and lack of flexibility. I think that's it, yes. So we're going to put all that together, and it's going to help our strength and coordination and your balance, because you are slight on one leg, even if only briefly when you're doing that. We're going to put it all together. So we're going to do a heel dig, side, back, toe tap, heel dig, side, back, toe tap, heel dig, side, back, toe tap, heel dig, side, back. One more time. Heel dig, side, back, toe tap. Wonderful. Just to finish, I'm just going to do a little bit of video of the camera down so you can see my feet. So imagine, I'm going to do it this way first of all. because, no, I'll turn round in a minute. No, I'll turn round. Imagine you've got a square and these 2 feet are at the bottom right and left hand sides of the square. So you're going to take your foot up to the top left, cross over, back and back. I call this shadow walking because the shadow sort of did this. So right, cross left over, back, back. Be very careful when you're crossing your foot over because that's when you may stumble. If you've got any concerns about your balance, don't do it. If you're worried about your balance, just do it to the 2 corners, like that. But if you think your balance is okay, go cross your leg over. So right, left crossover, back, back. Right, crossover, back, back. Right, crossover, back, back. Right, crossover, back, back. Right, crossover, back. One more time. Right, crossover, back, back. This time we're going to do it the opposite way, and we're going to do the left. So we're going to do left, crossover, back, back. 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 One more time, sorry. That was a bit fumbling at the end, wasn't it? That's quite a good exercise just to keep your ankles supple and just put you slightly off balance so that you get used to being slightly off balance. Walking on rough surfaces is quite good as well. You know, if you're walking on uneven grass and things, it's just good so that you get practice on walking. And remember, walking using your whole foot. See my previous videos on walking, not like this. Right, are you warmed up? I think you should be. We've been going about a quarter of an hour. So the first thing we're going to do is the squats. Now remember, if you're a seasoned member of the class, you can just start doing the squats if you want. If you're new to it, remember a squat is not knees going down. It's sitting without the chair. And you need pretty strong glutes and thigh muscles to be able to do it. So if you can't do it, it doesn't matter. If you can, technique is all in squatting. So if you can only go down that far, that's fine. As long as your knees aren't going over your feet, you're going backwards. Your weight is in your heels. If you can't do a free squat, get your chair, sitting nice and comfortably, hands like this, and just stand up and then sit back down in a controlled way. But if you see the way I'm sitting, the way you sit, you stick your bottom out, that's a squat, and then touch the chair. Try and do it without plonking down. If that's too difficult, use your arms to get momentum and stand up. If that's too difficult, as a last resort, you can use your hands to push, but try not to. Try to sit down without using your hands. Okay? So, whichever way you're choosing to do it, don't be full of bravado. If the chair is easier for you, if the chair is achievable for you, and the free squat isn't without losing your technique, use the chair. Nobody can see you. So we're going to do 10 squats. When you squat down, your knees, don't let your knees come in. Your knees must stay facing forward, headlights, hips and knees, headlights. Put your hands here at shoulder height. And we're going to go down, try and keep your hands at shoulder height. And up, 1. I'm changing direction so that you can see, nice and slow, 2. You're only going down there, that's fine, hold it for a bit. 3. Slow and controlled. 4. 5. If you're new and you can't do 10, fine. 6. Do as many as you can. 10 is something to aim for. 7. Or do 5 free squats and 5 in the chair. 8. It's not a competition. The aim of this is to get you so that you can always go up and down stairs. This is the last one. This is 10. The aim of these exercises is so that you can carry on with your daily life. You can, it's functional fitness, so it's functional for your daily life. So these exercises strengthen your legs and your glutes so that you can go up and down stairs. You can get in and out of the bath, up and down the curb. Lots of things. Right. We're now going to get the chair. I'm going to stand behind the chair. I'm going to strengthen these muscles here at the side of our hips because they're oft neglected. Holding on here, you're just going to raise your leg to the side. Don't turn and point your toe. If it was your arm, it would be doing that. And we're going to do 10 on each side. It's quite a tough exercise, this. So if you can't do 10, it's something to aim for. So we're just going to go do it the same speed and duration that I do. So remember, your toe is pointing forward. 1. And then when your leg comes down, don't put any weight on it. 2. So this is actually strengthening these muscles here, but it's also strengthening the one that you're standing on. 3, because that's bearing your whole weight. 4. When you do it, try not to go right to the side. Try and stay upright. 5. 6. I can feel this now. 7. Ha 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 ha. Yeah. 8. Whenever you're doing an exercise, poke the muscles you're supposed to be exercising. 9. And if they're hard, it means that they're under tension. 10. As usual, I lost count in the middle, so that may have been 10, it may have been 9, but the exercise police are not going to come and get me. Other side. So 1. 2. 3. This is quite hard, this, isn't it? 4. 5. If you can't do all the exercises, 10 of each, doesn't matter. 6. If you can do them all perfectly all the way through, you don't need them. 7. You don't need this class, you need a harder class. 8. If it challenges you. 9. And that's good. I'm quite fit, but I find these quite hard. 10. Woo! Give your hips a bit of a wiggle. Give a shake. Oh. Right, what are we doing now? Oh, I've missed one out. I'm going to let you sit down. Aren't I nice? And you need your band for this. So you're sitting down, sitting on the edge of the chair. Your legs are straight out in front of you. Your toe pulled back. And you're going to loop the band over your foot into the instep, preferably, so that it doesn't bang off and hit you in the mush. Keep your heels on the ground at all times. Your heels do never leave the ground. Have quite a bit of tension on the band. If you haven't got a band, just do the motions with your hands. You'll still get benefit, just not quite as much if you didn't have the band. I'm changing my chair so that you can see what my hands are going to do. So you're sitting with your heels on the ground, your toes pulled back, sitting up nice and straight. Your back doesn't move at all. You don't rock. Your torso doesn't move. And you're going to pull your arms back. If your elbows are touching the back of the chair, shuffle forward on the chair. Try and squidge your shoulder blades together. And then release. Don't lifting out like this or up like this. It's just pulling back. 2. This one you can use quite a heavy band for because you're pulling with both arms. 3. And so it's you can use a heavier band. You get different strengths of band. 4. This one I'm using is a Decathlon medium. 5, which is actually quite strong. 6. You can't go on the colour because every place has different colours. 7, and Decathlon change the colours of their bands sometimes. So when I bought these, 8. When I bought these, light blue was light, this was medium, and I can't remember what heavy was. 9. 10. Now you see, I can feel this now on my arms. I can feel it here, which is where I should be feeling it, because these are the muscles that are being used to pull back. Well done. Oh, keeping your band because I missed one out. We're going to go into biceps. Now, this is 2 arm exercises together, I know, but I'm sure you'll be able to manage it. So take your band and stand on it, and then anchor your elbow into your waist and have quite a bit of tension on the band, so that when you have your forearm at about 45-degree angle, this muscle is working to keep it there. And then what we're going to do is we're just going to close our arm. Your elbow never leaves your waist. It's just closing your arm, I suppose. If you haven't got a band, do the same thing. Clench your fist and just do it really slowly. Okay, so the tension that you have is yours. So it should be fairly easy to start with, but then by about 8, 9, 10, you're thinking, oh, I'll be glad when this is over. So 1, slow and controlled. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. See, I'll be glad when this is over now. 9, 10. The good thing about bands, we're going to switch over now. The good thing about bands is that you can increase or decrease the tension. With a weight, you would have to change weights and buy more than one weight. But with a band, you can increase and decrease the tension, or you can get stronger bands. But I mean, if you don't want to buy lots of different bands, one band can usually be okay if you get a fairly tough one. Anyway, so starting on the other arm, 1, 2. If you feel this muscle, just poke your bicep. 3. You should be able to see it moving. 4. With a band, you're gripping this, so you're actually exercising the muscles in your forearm as well. 5. 6. Don't do this fast. 7. Sometimes it's tempting to do them fast just to get it over with. 8. 9. 10. Woo! Well done if you managed that. The next one, we need the chair, but mainly for security. Have it there to hold on to. Right. We're going to do one leg balancing on one leg. Now, up until now, I've been doing quite hard stuff, doing a clock and trying to balance at the same time. Now, I think that's a bit, if you want to keep doing that, absolutely fine. But this is one of the ones I'm reining back in a bit. So I want us to have good balance. But what I'm going to do is go back to what we were doing before. So we're going to just have be on one leg, lift it up, and then touch the floor and lift it up again. Okay? If you want to, no, that's not what we did, was it? We lifted it up and then we lifted it up again, didn't we? Right, that's it. So we're going to engage core, which is the big, all these muscles that are around here, not just the ones you can see or can't see on the surface, but the inside ones that support your spine. So we're going to engage those because it makes it easier to balance. And the way we do that is exhale, pull your navel into your backbone as hard as you can, pull up your pelvic floor, and then release your abs slightly. You can't keep them really pulled back in, just release them so they're just tight. And then hands on hips or holding on here if you want. We're going to go up, 1, up, up, 2, up, up, 3. When you put your leg down, don't put any weight on it. Just touch the floor. 4, up, up, 5, up, up, 6, woo-hoo-hoo, up, up. This is still hard. 7, up, up. If you're 8, if you're wobbling all over the place, it doesn't matter. I think that was 10. Terrible at being able to concentrate on the counting. Yeah, just give your legs a bit of a wiggle. Yeah, if you're wobbling all over the place, it doesn't matter. Don't fall. Hold on rather than fall. It will come, trust me. So, engaging core again. Pull your navel into your backbone as hard as you can. Release it slightly. Hands on hips or hovering over the chair. We're going to go up, up, 1, up, up, 2, up, up, 3, up, up, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. My other leg is really tired. 9, 10. Woo, 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 woo. Right, so give your legs a bit of a wiggle. What I'm going to do is after the, no, not the neck, yeah, no, not that one, yeah. Well, after one of the exercises, and I haven't made up my mind which, I'm just going to see how good we are at balancing on one leg, and I'm going to remember that number because that's the number that you reached. And then periodically, we'll try that to see if your balance is improving. If you can go more than, say, 10 seconds or 20 seconds. We won't do it more than 30, because if you can do it more than 30, presumably you can just keep doing it forever. We're not going to be doing any fancy work with a leg, just standing on one leg. And if you can reach 30, that's really, really good. And you can do it, we're only going to do it on one leg. But you can practice, you can time yourself on your other leg if you want. Right, so we're going to work on the abs now. So have your chair here and we're going to sit on it sideways. Sit on it so that you can comfortably have your feet on the floor. So if you're slightly shorter, you'll need to move forward a bit. If you're tall, you may need to move back. And we're going to sit with our hands, with our middle finger just above our kneecap. And then we're just going to slide back, not right back so that your back is hurting and arching, sliding back so that your middle finger is about an inch above your kneecap. And we're just going to lift one leg and then the other. 1, 2. You can hold on to the back of the chair if you want, if you're feeling insecure. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, we sit upright. We're going to do it again in a minute. So if you're sitting up like this and you go back about an inch, just have a wee poke, and you can feel that that's enough, that the muscles are engaged. You don't need to go right back like this and do that. You only need to go a little bit back. So sitting up nice and straight, middle finger by at the top of your kneecap, back about an inch, and then we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, I've lost count, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. The counting in that second one was rubbish, wasn't it? Sorry about that. Right, now this is another one that I've changed. Those of you that know, those of you that are regulars, this is the one where I did this one. I'm not going, you can do that one if you want, but the one I'm going to do is I'm going to make it, rein it in a bit. So we're going to stand up and hold on to the back. This is the new one for everybody. And you're standing nice and straight with your head in alignment with your spine. And all you're going to do is just take one leg and push it back like that. Keep it straight. I mean, don't bend it. It can't be absolutely straight. Can you see what's going on here? So, holding on, and you go back like that. And when you're standing like this, just poke your bum and feel the muscle. And this back muscle here, your erector spinae, and you can feel it's under tension. So we're going to do that. We're going to do that 10 on each leg. So standing, I'm sorry you can't see my head. Standing nice and tall, we're just going to go, you might need to be a little bit away from the chair, I don't know, maybe nearer, I don't know. Try not to lean forward, it's just your leg. Out and then back in. Again, don't put your weight on it. 2, 3. Just lifting this. These muscles are lifting it. 4, 5, 6, 7. Looks quite simple this, but it's quite hard. 8, 9, 10. Ooh, again, there's a lot of standing on one leg in these, isn't there? Ooh. If you need to stop halfway through each exercise and give your leg a bit of a wriggle and a rest, that's absolutely fine. Absolutely fine. Right, we're going to do the other leg now. So, straight out behind you, 1. 2. 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. 8. 9, 10. Oh, I found that surprisingly hard, actually. I think I found the one doing this one. I think I found that easier. Ha 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 ha. Right, you need your band again. This is the one, this is the one where we're doing this muscle here, the triceps. So it's the one where the band is over your shoulder and the hand is behind, and that controls the tension. Put your hand behind your head as if you're wielding a hammer. You're going to give it a real good smack. If you can't get your hand there, bring your hand to chest height. Okay, and start there. If you're doing it this way, you're just pointing at the ceiling. It's only your forearm that moves, not your shoulder. It's quite a tricky one to get the technique right on this, but it's just your forearm. If your arm is here, again, it's just your forearm, but it points at the floor. And you're using exactly the same muscle. So if you've got any shoulder problems, do the one from the chest, that's absolutely fine. So I'm going to turn my back for a moment just to see what it looks like from the back. Right, so we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, I think I had the tension too tight. And then we're going to switch over and do the other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, I slackened off the tension in the last one. Oh, give your arms a bit of a wriggle. Oh, right. We're going to do the balance one now because we haven't been, they're all standing up now and I don't want your legs to be too tired. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start the stopwatch. When I say go, what we'll do is we'll engage core and then I'll say go. And you just need to take one leg off the ground. You don't need to do any fancy footwork with your off ground leg. And I'm just going to count down the seconds. So just take a note of when you either have to hold on or you fall over. Well, not literally fall over, I hope, but have to put your leg down. Holding on counts as putting your leg down. Right, so engage core. Pull your navel into your backbone as hard as you can, and then relax it slightly. Take one foot up and go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. How did you manage? I managed to about 6, didn't I? But that was because, in my defense, Your Honor, that was because I was reading the numbers as well. I wasn't concentrating on standing up straight. That's my excuse, and I am sticking to it. Right. What we're going to do is we're going to do another 10 squats. If you need to use the chair, if you do them in the chair, that's fine. Do another 10 in the chair. So, arms here. We're going to go 1. Let me tip this down slightly. Right. 2. The wider your legs are, the easier it is. 3. Nice and slow and controlled. 4. Go sideways so you can see what I'm doing. Woo, said she, falling backwards. 5. 6. My weight's too much on my heels. 7. 8. 9. 10. Well done. Whew. Let's get those legs going. And then we're going to do my least favourite. We're on to the side bends. I really don't like side bends, but they are very, very good for me. I have noticed my muscles at the sides are much, much stronger. Oh, it's been quite hard today. It's always hard, actually. I say that, this is a class for older people, and I'm thinking, whoa, just proves what Betty Davis said, that old age ain't for sissies. Right, feet slightly wider than hip width apart. If you're going to put your hand over your head, keep it straight so that you're actually actively engaging the muscles in that arm. I'm going to do 10 on each side. So we're going to do 1. Oh, ho, 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 ho. There'll be much moaning and groaning from me, I think. 1. 2. It gets easier towards the end. 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. 8. 9. 10. And now the other side. So, it's always difficult. The first one on each side is the worst. 1. 2. 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. 8. 9. 10. Oh, there we go. Right. Now, we're just going to give you coordination a bit of a boost. We're just going to go into our routine. So we're going to do 3 times nice and slowly. Toe tap. So heel dig, side, back, toe tap. One more time slowly. Heel dig, side, back, toe tap. Now, if you've got any music that you like, I don't know how many beats to the minute it is. I should know that, but I don't. I used to put on the 500 miles by the Proclaimers, but then I got done for Performing Rights Society and things. So we're going to do it as if music was playing. So we're going to go. If you're floundering, it doesn't matter. Just try and keep up. It will come, honestly. So heel, side, back, toe, heel, side, back, toe tap, heel dig, side, back, toe tap, heel dig, side, back, toe tap, heel dig, side, back, toe tap. One more time. Heel dig, side, back, toe tap. How was that? Did you manage to keep up? Right. We're going to finish before we go into the stretches by doing 3 20-second bouts of high intensity training. So this is totally voluntary. If you're feeling too puffed after that routine, or you don't want to give it a go, or you're worried, don't do it. Just wait for the stretches. But what I want you to do, if you're going to do it, is to take tiny little steps, get your arms going. So it's running on the spot with tiny, tiny, tiny little steps as fast as you can. And we're going to do 3 sets of 20 seconds. I say we, but I mean you. 3 sets of 20 seconds with a bit of a rest in between. Okay, so if you're ready, on your marks, set, off you go. Don't know how you're doing. I'm puffed. Whew. Seems to have taken a long time today. Maybe I was talking more than usual. 18, 19, 20. Sorry, wasn't paying attention. Right, have a little rest. Normally you would have quite a bit of rest, but because we haven't got much time and I'm very cruel, I don't give you too much rest. But I'd be interested to find out what you think about this. We call it heartbeat. Be interested to see what you think about it. Okay, you ready for the second one? On your marks, set, go. "17, 18, 19, 20. Well done. Only one more to go. You're doing marvelously. Marvelously. If you've managed to keep up with everything today, you're doing really well. But as I said, it couldn't matter less if you're not. As long as you're doing everything at your own capability, then that's great. Right. Are you ready for the third one? Oh, heck, the window cleaners are here. Oh, that's going to be embarrassing. Right. Oh, the dog's going to start barking. If I have to cut this short, it's because the dog's making too much noise. Right, on your marks, set, off we go. "17, 18, 19, 20. Well done. Did you manage all 3? Just while you're getting your breath back before we go into the stretches, if you've enjoyed the class, you can show your appreciation by buying me a coffee, and the link is underneath the video. If you want to and you can't find the link, just let me know and I'll send you the link. If you could, oh, hello, Pam. Yeah, better today, isn't it? Yes, if you like the channel, if you could subscribe, that would be really good. It doesn't commit you to anything. It's just means you like it. And then if you like today's class, if you could click that, that would be good. I discovered actually while you were recovering, I discovered yesterday, my daughter told me, I have another YouTube channel, which is Rosemary Malice. And there's one video on it. And it's got something like 2.6K views or something. One poor person must be doing this over and over again. So I put a link to this channel. I don't even remember opening that other channel, Old Age. Right, I'm going to crack on. The window cleaners are next door. And he's going to be doing this one in a minute. And I really, really don't want him to. Right, so get the chair. And what we're doing is we're going to stretch the calf muscles. So your front leg is bent, your back leg is straight. Both feet are pointing in the same direction. Just check that they are. Both heels are on the ground and just lean forward slightly. And you should feel a stretch at the top of your calf. We're just going to have that gently for a few seconds. And then we're going to gently bend the back leg, back knee. Your heel will come off the ground, but you should feel the stretch moving down into your Achilles tendon. And then switch over. Just to say, when you do buy me a coffee, I do say thanks. I mean, I know an automatic message comes up, but if you've made a comment, I try and comment back, and I don't know whether people receive those comments or not, or whether they just go into the void. Just to let you know that I do say thank you, and I not just the standard message, and I do answer your queries. Just bend your back knee slightly. See, if I close the curtains, you're not going to be able to see me. Right, we're going to do the quadriceps now. So if you can, grab your foot or your shoe. Some people loop the band around their ankle. Some people use a towel. If you can, stand upright with your knees together. If you can't do that, then do this. This is dynamic stretching. Put your hand behind your back, and if you can, kick. Oh, he's coming up the path. Kick your heels. Okay. So static stretchers. We do this. He's moving the bins now. Can you hear him? And then static stretchers, move leg, move sides, change leg. Dynamic stretchers, keep dynamizing, keep moving. He's gone upstairs, so the dog will probably start barking in a minute. Okay, right, hamstrings now. So sitting on the edge of the chair, feet out in front. Oh no, what am I talking about? Edge of the chair, knees at 90 degrees, ankles under your knees, sitting up nice and straight, one leg forward, toe pulled back, and then lean forward from the hips, not the waist. Lean forward. Got my back to him so I can't see him. And then sit up and do the other one, sitting up from the hips, not the waist. Lean forward. If you want to make the stretch a bit more challenging, pull your toe back. I don't mind because I can't hear you scream when you do it. This is weird doing this with a window cleaner. Right, hands out, arm at shoulder height, palms facing forwards. You go round, so it's like that, not like that. Round, and then dip your head. I'm going to turn my back on him again. If I can't see him, he can't see me. That's right, isn't it? And then interlink your fingers behind your back. If you can't do that, just try and get your elbows together like that. If you're interlinking, pull your shoulders up like that. I'm not turning round because I can see him out the corner of my eye in my peripheral vision. I don't want to see him. I don't want to make eye contact with him. Oh, good, he's going away now. He doesn't come at the same time, you see, so I never know when he's going to come. Right, what were we doing with that? Yeah, yes. I'm going to stretch this one now. Discomnocerated me. Hand up and back down. If you've got shoulder mobility problems, leave this out. So it looks like that. And then push this. And then other one. And back. Okay, in chair. Don't use the back of the chair to rest on. Always use your own muscles to support you. Dip your head. Put your hand on your crown, but don't push. Just let the weight of your hand push your head down slightly. Oh God, he's back. And then look up. And then turn your head. If you're new, you may have to watch me do this. Turn your head to the left, and then put your right hand onto your right chin, right side of your chin. I'm not implying you have more than one chin. And then try and turn your head back to the center, but resist with your hand. So you're creating tension in your neck. Really create that tension, and then you release totally, and you can turn your head a little bit further to the left. I'll hold my head here while you just do it. And then bring it round, and then the same on the other side. So turn your head to the right, put your left hand on your left hand side of your face, try and turn your head back to the center, resist with your hand, get that tension going, create the tension in your neck, and then relax and see if you can turn your head slightly more to the right. And then bring it forward. And that's it, they've gone now, thankfully. How embarrassing. Right, well, thank you very much for attending. Let me know thoughts, especially if they're new people, let me know about thoughts. When I say old people, I don't mean old people. Let me know what you think about anything, because without feedback, and I mean, I don't just mean, oh, that was fantastic. Without feedback, I can't get it right, and it's your class, and there's no point in me doing it if you're not getting any benefit. Okay, bye. We didn't have an earthquake. It was the computer just overbalancing.